Astrology and Employment, a video created, directed, and presented by Reverend Dr. Dickie Joe Mullen. In this video, Dr. Mullen talks about how our vocation, or as some may say mission in life, is associated with our birth chart.
This is astrologer Dickie Joe Mullen with thoughts about finding employment, how astrology can be helpful when you lose your job. The numbers are surreal and can be frightening. Almost every day, thousands of new jobs are lost, even though some are formed, and there are announcements about the economy as we've known it in a free fall. Nearly everyone knows someone who is already unemployed or who is fearing the loss of a career. Perhaps even now it's you who's facing the specter of unemployment on a personal level. Maybe a long-time job has grown wearisome and you long to venture in a fresh direction but don't quite know how. Hope, renewal, and creating a bright new future are the themes upheld as society is going through tremendous changes. Implementing the specifics on a personal level can seem like a daunting task, though. Astrology really can help. For thousands of years, the truths and guidance etched in the heavens above have aided in navigating stormy waters here on Earth to find a safe and secure haven. The journey from the despair of joblessness toward a promising future starts by being in the right place at the right time, knowing when, where, and how to seek the best opportunities and alternatives to what's going on that you're unhappy with are the essentials. Begin by submitting resumes and scheduling interviews on your lucky days each week. The 7 days of the week are really an astrology cycle. Each day is named for the sun, the moon, or one of the visible planets out as far as Saturn, and each has a specific energy pattern. The favorable days of the week relate to the ruling planets or luminaries. Sunday is the sun's day, and that's the most favorable for Leo people. Monday or moon day for Cancers, who are ruled by the moon. Tuesday relates to the Mars-ruled signs of Aries and Scorpio. And Wednesday relates to Woden's Day, Mercury's Day, the Mercury-ruled signs of Gemini and Virgo. Thursday, Thor's Day, is the Jupiter-ruled signs of Pisces and Sagittarius. And finally, Freya, or Friday, is the Libra day. Libra love goddess Freya goes with Taurus and with Libra people. And Saturday is Saturn's day. That's the day for you Capricorns and Aquarians to submit your resumes and work on employment issues. If you think about the days of the week, old rhymes about them, TGI Friday, thank goodness it's Friday, wash on Monday, iron on Tuesday, Monday's child is fair of face, etc., etc. Wednesday is hump day. All of that refers to understanding and living in the cycle of the weekly pattern. Next, consider the moon's phase. Most people are hired when the moon is waxing or growing in light. That means it's been new and it has a 2-week period toward the full time. The lunar cycle is about 4 weeks long, and the 2 weeks between the new and the full moon are good for new beginnings and for promotions. It's best to reach out to others and begin new ventures under the waxing moon. If you know your horoscope, look up the moon phase when you were born, or have your astrologer do that for you, and that's a secondary time. If you were born at the dark of the moon, the balsamic moon, and a job description looks really great, go after it then, because that can be an exception to the rule. Unless you're returning to a career position held previously, do not begin a permanent career change while Mercury is retrograde. Retrograde cycles are explained in detail on my website, Sky Maiden Musings, or there are other easy references. You know, for some reason, aside from the full moon, more people know about retrograde Mercury, even if they're not astrologers. And it isn't a bad time. The prefix RE, remember, redo, reunite, past life regression can go well. It's all right if you're going again back to an old employer for some reason, but beginning a new job on a retrograde Mercury, it almost always will last less than 6 months. In fact, I haven't known of any exceptions to that. Next, consider the zodiac sign that rules the 10th house, the high noon or mid-heaven position in your birth chart. This zodiac sign indicates which career path promises you the most success. It's important to be flexible at present right now. There are so many changes in the world situation, and it's impacting everything. An established career might not be here any longer. A general rule of thumb is that the jobs in the fields of education, health care, and security will be in the most demand in the immediate future. Each of these areas covers a broad spectrum of variables, though. Investigate to see whether there's a place in one of those categories, education, health care, or security, that you would feel good with. Here in downtown Orlando, where I've lived and worked for many, many years, there's a Sunday flea market at Lake Eola Park. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., there's an array of vendors operating their own small businesses in the good old-fashioned American tradition of self-employment. Caricature artists, photographs can be found, different types of craft items, and also knit items, candles and soaps, a lot of different types of foods, original design clothing, even dog bandanas can be bought there. And there are musicians serenading the large crowd with tip jars, which look like they have a lot of money in them to me sometimes, are right before them. So in observing the flea market and speaking with the different vendors, I have noticed they say that patience and faith are important in starting one's own business. Most people give up too quickly, but that is an option. If you have an idea for a great cookie recipe or write your own poems and songs, you might possibly try something along those lines. Do you have a hobby or skill that can be developed into a profit-making venture? It can be satisfying and very lucrative to develop your own small business. At least it's a way to earn some extra money if eventually you do prefer to seek regular employment with benefits and someone else worrying about the job and everything. Who knows, though, you might even end up better as an entrepreneur. Meditate on the prospects just to look to see what's in demand in your community. Remember, if you give people enough of what they need, you can have anything you want. From the deep well of wisdom within, guidance will come to you. When you don't know what to do anymore, the old phrase, sleep on it, can be very helpful. Dreams have started many a brilliant small business on the way, and as you're falling asleep at night, just keep thinking and asking for help. It might take several attempts, but upon awakening, record your first thought and any symbols or fragments of dreams, and those can be just very helpful. Here are some specific careers that go with the different zodiac sign groups. Again, if you look at the sign on your midheaven, but also just the familiar birth sign or zodiac sign we all know can actually be very, very helpful. The fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Think of being a firefighter, new grassroots companies, mechanical and construction as job themes. Also the sports and recreation fields can be very favorable for you. You earth signs, you Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn people can do well in business, working with nature, gardening, plants and flowers, also healthcare and troubleshooting services of different types. Water signs, you are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I have seen many wonderful chefs born under the sign of Cancer. Also, real estate agents under the water signs in general do very well. Elder care, child care on either side of the generation gap can be lucrative, and anything involving boats or the waterfront. Also, a lot of psychic mediums, mystics, and decorators will have the water signs prominent. You air sign people, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The transportation industries, airlines, and so forth. Computer technologies, sales, public relations work, library, teaching, education, writing, communication arts, counseling, and also creative projects. These are some ideas about where to start. Happy job hunting and look forward to the future. Don't regret the past. We can't change it. This is astrologer Dickie Jo Mullen in Orlando, Florida. My website, Sky Maiden Musings, and also daily Facebook postings have some other thoughts about what you might do in coping with finding a new career and discovering your higher self.